The movie kicks off with a man named Jack pulling up to a gas station in a 1989 silver Volkswagen Rabbit. He heads inside the convenience store, where a woman is browsing through magazines. Jack buys a candy bar and a lottery ticket, then turns and briefly makes eye contact with her. At that moment, a police car pulls into the station. Two officers walk into the store, and their presence immediately makes Jack nervous. To make matters worse, the cash register isn't working properly, forcing Jack to wait in line with the woman and the two cops before he can leave. Suddenly, a report comes over the police radio. A 1989 silver Volkswagen Rabbit has been stolen. The officers instantly suspect Jack. Panicking, he grabs the woman and warns the cops not to draw their weapons. He presses the candy bar into her back, pretending it's a gun. He orders the cashier to take the officers' guns and put them into his pockets. Shockingly, the cashier complies. Once Jack has the guns, he swaps the candy bar for a real pistol. He forces everyone to lie on the floor, drags the woman outside to her car, a late-model red BMW, and speeds off. A few blocks away, a film producer and his camera crew are riding along with officers Dobbs and Figgis for a police documentary. As Dobbs drives, they hear about the hijacked red BMW and an armed, dangerous suspect holding a woman hostage. Realizing they're nearby, Dobbs and Figgis immediately join the pursuit. Inside the BMW, the woman is whimpering nonstop. Jack tells her to grab the wheel so he can take off his jacket. He insists he'll let her go once it's safe, but she can't stop crying. While lighting a cigarette, Jack asks how she can afford a car like this. Through her sobs, she explains that her father gave it to her. Out of nowhere, she yanks the cigarette lighter from the socket and burns Jack on the neck. He yells in pain, and in the chaos, they drop the lighter onto the seat, where it starts smoldering. Smoke begins filling the car just as Dobbs and Figgis spot them. Jack screams at her to grab the lighter. She does, but then throws it out the window, which only makes him angrier because now he can't smoke. The high-speed chase intensifies. Meanwhile, Dobbs comments for the documentary that if they lose sight of the BMW, they may never see the woman alive again. As they speed through narrow roads and chaotic traffic, the producer calmly asks the officers what they enjoy most about being cops. Dobbs replies that it makes him feel like a mix of Bruce Springsteen and Sylvester Stallone, which he loves. Back in the BMW, the woman says she's getting carsick and feels like she's going to throw up. She begs Jack to slow down, but he explains that slowing down isn't an option when you're being chased by the police. He tells her to stick her head out the window. She doesn't, ends up vomiting onto Dobbs and Figgis' patrol car. Figgis calls for backup, only to learn that all available units are attending a captain's funeral. At the police station, Chief Boyle is informed that the car belongs to Natalie Voss, the only daughter of Dalton Voss, the richest man in California. Furious, Boyle demands that 20 patrol cars join the chase and orders officers to leave the funeral immediately. Meanwhile, Dobbs tells the producer they've hit the jackpot with this footage. Back on the freeway, Jack announces that they're heading to Mexico. Natalie screams, demanding to be let out. As they accelerate onto the highway, Dobbs grows tense. The freeway raises the stakes even higher. A news helicopter covering another story spots the chase and begins broadcasting it live. Then chaos erupts when they catch up to a medical school transport truck that suddenly swerves out of control. Cadavers spill onto the freeway, one even landing on Dobbs' car. Figgis struggles to knock it off as they continue the pursuit. Natalie screams randomly, nearly giving Jack a heart attack each time. She asks him to put the gun away. He refuses at first but insists he's actually a likable guy when he's not holding a weapon. She doesn't buy it. A police helicopter joins the chase. Jack complains that things always go wrong for him, and Natalie points out that maybe he brings it on himself. Trying to lighten the mood, Jack suggests they get to know each other. He introduces himself as Jack. Natalie refuses to give her name until he puts the gun away. This time, he doesn't. She reveals she's Natalie Voss. Jack is stunned. He suddenly realizes the police will assume he kidnapped her for ransom from her billionaire father. Natalie doesn't believe he didn't know who she was. In a panic, Jack tries to convince himself he hasn't really kidnapped anyone, but Natalie quickly reminds him that she's still sitting there, very much abducted. At the same time, the news confirms that Natalie Voss is in the car and speculates that the kidnapping is likely a ransom attempt. At the police station, Dalton Voss storms in with his new wife, angrily confronting Chief Boyle. Not long after, the police uncover footage of Jack and learn that he was previously convicted of armed bank robbery and escaped during a prison transfer. When Dobbs and Figgis hear the update, Dobbs mutters that this just got a lot worse. Back on the road, Jack sees officers preparing heavier weapons. In a panic, he fires his pistol and hits a patrol car's tire, causing it to flip over. News reporters immediately speculate that Jack must be an ex-Marine because of his precision. In reality, Jack is stunned. He didn't even mean to fire the gun. It just went off, and he can't believe he actually hit something. As the chase continues, Jack insists he's not a violent man, he just gets pushed into violent situations. Natalie coldly tells him he looks like the definition of violence. Frustrated, he grabs her wrist, arguing that circumstances drive him to it. Eventually, she asks who he really is. Jack claims he was convicted of a crime he didn't commit. The system didn't believe him and he doesn't expect her to either. She bluntly says she doesn't. Then the car phone rings. Chief Boyle orders Jack to pull over. He refuses. Natalie's father, Dalton Voss, takes over the call and threatens Jack. When Dalton asks how much money he wants, Jack says he doesn't want any. Dalton offers $50,000. Jack scoffs. Is that all your daughter is worth? Shockingly, Dalton starts blaming Natalie for the situation. Jack explodes, telling him no father should blame his kidnapped daughter, and hangs up. Natalie is stunned. No one has ever spoken to her father like that. Jack tells her everyone wants something from Dalton, including her. She denies it at first, but eventually admits she just wants to be treated like a grown woman, not a child. She opens up about resenting her stepmother and feeling disconnected from her real mother. For the first time, she feels understood. Meanwhile, Jack's lawyer Ari sees the chase on TV and calls into the car. He tells Jack they can still fix this, but only if he pulls over. Jack refuses, yet thanks him for always believing in him. Natalie overhears and starts to see Jack differently. A reporter calls next, asking what Jack plans to do when he runs out of gas. Furious, Jack snaps that Natalie's fear and his desperation should already be enough. Entertainment Tan smashes the phone. As SWAT teams prepare a blockade at the Mexican border, the mood inside the BMW softens. Natalie offers Jack gum and asks why he's really running. He reveals he used to work as a clown at kids' parties. The real bank robber wore a clown suit, and when police found Jack's costume at home, they arrested him. Faulty evidence couldn't be used in court, and he was convicted anyway just yesterday. Realizing this, Natalie finally believes him. The chase grows more chaotic. A monster truck tries to ram them, but flips and explodes instead. News vans swarm them. Yet inside the car, something strange happens. They laugh. They talk. They connect. Jack reveals there was never a gun at the gas station, just a candy bar. Natalie laughs, and they share it while commentators insist she must be terrified. She tends to the burn on his neck. Apologizing, they flirt. She kisses him, then climbs onto his lap while he's still driving. As the border gets closer, she suggests they demand ransom money and escape to Mexico together. To her, it all feels romantic. They reach the border, only to find it blocked. Jack swerves, spins around, crashes through a gate, and leads police into an oil field. Patrol cars chase them in circles as helicopters hover overhead. Finally, Jack asks Natalie if she's serious about running away with him. She says yes, she wants the adventure. But in a sudden shift, Jack stops the car. Surrounded by police, he tells her he cares too much about her to ruin her life. He slips the gun into her purse, thanks her for believing in him, and tells her to walk away. Alone, Jack imagines stepping out and provoking the police into shooting him. In his mind, they open fire and he collapses. But it's only a fantasy. Instead, he calmly steps out with his hands up and surrenders. Dalton arrives and punches him. Cameras capture everything. Natalie tries to defend Jack, but her father ignores her. Then, everything changes. Natalie suddenly grabs the gun from her purse, fires into the air, and takes the producer hostage. She demands Jack be released. To prove she's serious, she even fires at a helicopter, causing an explosion. The police reluctantly uncuff Jack. Together, Jack and Natalie hijack a news helicopter and take off, leaving everyone including Dalton speechless. Ari watches on TV, laughing in disbelief. In the final scene, Jack and Natalie are relaxing on a beach in Mexico, free, happy, and together at last. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, hit subscribe and the like button, it really helps. See you in the next one. Take care.